Just under the surface, the ocean is filled with all kinds of creatures. Some are big, some are small. They come in all shapes and sizes. But of all the creatures in the deep blue sea, my favorites are the sharks. I love sharks. How about you? Well, let's talk about sharks and what makes these majestic creatures so fascinating. A few weeks back, I came across a really interesting book about sharks. Sharks have always been very scary to me. As I watched the movies Jaws and other movies that talked about sharks and how they attack people, so I never really thought of looking into what kinds of sharks exist on this planet. Did you know that there are more than 400 different types of sharks? Some are as big as a bus, and some are as small as a book. The tiger shark is twice as big as a grown man. Now, did you know that a shark is actually a type of fish? The shark has a snout, it has gills, and its fins actually help it to turn when it's swimming, and to swim up and down. The fin on the shark's back, other than scaring us, but it stops it from rolling from side to side. The tail fin helps the shark to swim very quickly. Did you know that sharks cannot swim backwards? Other fish do. The shark's skeleton is not made of bone, like any other fish. It is made of cartilage, which is lighter and bendier. Let's talk about the gills in the shark's body. All animals need a gas called oxygen to live. Us humans, we need oxygen to breathe, and sharks and other fish use their gills to take the oxygen from the water around them. Some sharks actually keep their mouths open during swimming. And when it actually takes the oxygen from the water it took in, the water flows out through the gills. Some sharks can actually breathe while lying on the sea floor. Some sharks need to keep swimming to be able to breathe. They can even swim in their sleep. How interesting. The sharks have super senses. They are the best hunters in the ocean. They have very good hearing, eyesight, and sense of smell. If a fish is struggling on a fishing line and it makes waves, the shark can hear it from far, far away. The shark moves quickly to attack, it snatches the fish and eats it. Sharks also have some extra senses that help them find food. All animals give off electric signals. There are tiny holes on the shark's snout that allows it to sense signals coming from a fish hiding nearby. Now the shark has different types of teeth, and those teeth are its main weapon. Sharks have different shapes of teeth, depending on what they eat. For example, the great white sharks have huge, jagged teeth for cutting into big chunks of meat. The sand tiger sharks have sharp, pointed teeth for holding small, struggling fish. The horn shark has small, flat teeth to crack and grind shells. Sharks have lots of rows of teeth, because when a shark breaks a tooth, the tooth behind it replaces it. Tiger sharks can eat almost anything. Did you know that they found a set of bongo drums once in a tiger shark's stomach? Some sharks surprise their prey by rushing at it from below. The tiger sharks lurk beneath the surface of the sea, where there are baby albatrosses learning to fly on the beaches near Hawaii. And once the bird falls into the water or lands in the water, the shark bursts out of the water and attacks it. Sharks sometimes attack people, but this is very rare. A thresher shark can use its long tail fin to hit its prey before eating it, so it gets dizzy. Sharks have many different disguises, so they can hide from their prey. They have dark backs, so when you're looking from above the sea surface, you don't see them. And they have pale bellies, so when you're looking from down below, you also don't see them. I have a funny fact for you. Scientists have discovered that scalloped hammerhead sharks can get a suntan. Tasseled wobbegang sharks are very well disguised. Their patterned skin helps them to blend in with the rocks on the seafloor. Now, baby sharks are called pups. Some pups hatch from eggs and some are born like other animals. Shark pups are actually able to swim and hunt as soon as they are born. They don't need their parents to look after them. The horn shark actually lays strange-looking eggs that look like spirals. When the shark lays its eggs, it actually pushes it between gaps of rocks to keep it safe from danger. And 8 months later, the pup breaks out of the egg case and swims away. Sharks live in all the oceans of the world. Some sharks like to stay in one place. This place is called their territory. Caribbean reef sharks live near coral reefs where the water is warm. Greenland sharks live in the icy cold water near the North Pole. Bull sharks sometimes swim a very long way up rivers. Blue sharks travel long distances than most sharks. They roam the oceans looking for food. There are also some sharks that live far below the surface of the ocean. One of them is the frilled shark. It has a really long body that looks like an eel. Scientists do not know much about frilled sharks because they hardly ever see them. There's another kind of shark that is called the prickly dogfish. It has sharp spines in front of its fins. There's also the lantern shark's body that glows in the darkness of the deep ocean. One of the biggest sharks of the world and the least dangerous is called the whale shark. It is the biggest fish in the whole world. It feeds on small fish, tiny animals, and plants called plankton. It swims just beneath the surface of the water. It feeds by swimming while opening its huge mouth, and it takes food from the water as the water flows out through its gills. Whale sharks can be as big as a bus. Some sharks look very, very strange. They are very different from the normal shark shape. There's the swell shark that swells up its body and wedges itself between rocks so it can't be attacked. And there's also the hammerhead sharks that eat all kinds of fish, especially rays. In many countries, sharks are in danger because some people like to try and catch big, dangerous sharks for sport. In other countries, sharks are killed for their fins. Also, oil leaking from ships and other kinds of pollution can poison sharks, as it can other fish. Sharks sometimes get tangled up in fishing nets, and they die because they can't breathe. Remember Remember we said at the beginning that sharks need to swim to be able to breathe? So I hope you liked today's facts about sharks. All right, have a good day. Bye.